Hi everyone, this is Ingrid from Old Town Charm. Today I'm making an oatmeal soap, hot process of course, and I am not adding any colors, any fragrance to this soap. I'm going to be adding now my lye water to my oils, and both are at around 212 degrees Fahrenheit. I've decided to pour the lye on the side of the pot just so it doesn't cause too much bubbles. I always like to stop using my stick blender when I reach either light or medium trace, and once I see that I've reached this, then I will cover it and wait until the reaction starts. I love making hot process soap. I've said this before. I think it's just amazing how you can see how the soap is actually being created in front of your eyes. The chemical reaction when you see the temperature goes low and then all the reaction happens, the temperature goes higher. Also, you know, seeing all the phases of the soap until it becomes the actual soap. For this one, the customer wanted something that had no fragrance and no color, just because she's highly allergic to several things, and fragrance does give her migraines. So I decided to make this for a customer of mine, and honestly I think I've been getting more people asking me to do a fragrance-free soap, but I wanted to give them great nourishing components. So I'm adding the Greek yogurt to get more moisturizing components to this. I'm also adding the oatmeal, which is extremely good for the skin, and exfoliating. So I'm happy to do this soap. Here you see it's already at 237 degrees, so the first volcano formed. So now I'm just gonna mix until I see all the phases go by, until it becomes actual soap. As I mentioned before, hot process, you do need to wear your protective gear, your gloves, your goggles. This formation, when it starts bubbling up, sometimes when you're mixing it with your spoon, the fumes are so hot, and also some of the bubbles might splash. So make sure that you're always wearing your gloves and your goggles and protect yourself from the soap. So I've heard some people say that hot process takes about 10 minutes for them to do it, a fluid hot process. I speed up the process on my video. As you can see, sometimes you'll see it go really fast when I'm editing. This takes about 25 to 30 minutes for me to do this soap. I'm actually doing 4 pounds today, but even if it's 4 pounds or 6 pounds, it normally takes about 25 to 35 minutes for me to actually, from start to finish. So I don't know how people make a 10-minute soap or a 15-minute soap. I would love to know. If you do know, please leave a comment down below. But usually when I do hot process, it takes about 25 to 30 minutes, sometimes even longer. And I think this has to be due to the temperature of the lye water, the temperature of your oils. I noticed that when my oils are above 200 degrees, I get multiple volcanoes, and it takes time for it to saponify and to go through all the phases and finally become soap. But I've had sometimes when I do less than 190, 185 degrees, It's faster, the process, but I've never done it before 10 minutes or before 15 minutes. Here, I know this is ready. You see my spoon. Everything's sticking to the spoon. So I know that my mix is ready and it's spoon, but it's too hot. So I'm just gonna wait for this to cool down a bit before adding my Greek yogurt, my oatmeal. So yeah, and again, I told you guys, for an accurate specific way to know that your soap is ready, highly recommend pH strips. Check it, see if it's the right pH balance, then this is soap. There's other methods I do not use. I do not put my tongue on this. I do not use a battery or anything like that, or however, I've heard so many things, but I know my soap is ready. The color changed, the temperature drops, and the mixture is a different consistency. It looks like Vaseline, so I know for sure this is ready. So now that my temperature is nice and cool, I'm adding my Greek yogurt. Normally I typically add 2 spoons to 3 spoons, depending if it's 4 to 6 pounds. And I know someone asked me on my last video, why do I add Greek yogurt? 2 reasons, maybe more. But one of the reasons, it makes my batter smoother, lighter, more fluid. And 2, the components of Greek yogurt is so moisturizing for the skin. It's great for absorption of moisture. So it's very good and very nutritious for your body. I highly recommend eating it. I also highly recommend using it for your skin. It's just has great properties for your skin. I'm adding also my oatmeal now, and this will make the batter a little bit more thicker, harder to pour, also harder to cut. But honestly, I love using oatmeal on my soap. It's just great nutrition for your skin. And natural soap with no fragrance and no color is equally the same as the ones that I make with color. The only thing, I feel like this one is so natural. You don't have to worry about, is this gonna harm my skin? Is this gonna irritate my skin? It's all completely natural. Only great oils, great ingredients, just like oatmeal, Greek yogurt. Of course, you'll see my description down below. I use olive oil, coconut oil, sustainable palm oil, sweet almond oil, and castor oil. But yes, this soap is extremely nourishing and moisturizing. So since the oatmeal made my mix a little bit thicker, make sure that you're always tapping, so every part of the mold is filled with soap. If not, when you finish cutting the soap, actually the next day and 24 hours from today, you'll see that sometimes you'll see the soap has gaps or it's crooked on one side and it's just not completely filled. So make sure you're tapping every time you put a spoonful of your mix into the mold. And then when you remove it tomorrow, you'll see, when you remove your soap actually from your mold, you'll see that it's actually nice and there's no gaps inside. This is now 24 hours later, and we are going to cut this oatmeal natural soap. And I know there's no fragrance, so I just can't say, oh, it smells delicious, but I know this soap is so good for my skin. Here's the first cut. As you can see all the little exfoliating oatmeal all around the soap. So I hope that you like this soap and you enjoy making the soap. I hope you make one too, and just show me some love by sending me a comment on how you do your soap, or how you create other soaps with oatmeal or Greek yogurt. I'm also still learning, so I'm learning as I go. But the more I do soap, the more I'm loving it. The more I do hear comments, I feel great. So please leave a comment. Also, if you like the video, please share with your friends and family. Subscribe to see more videos. I know that you're seeing other stuff in my page. I'm, you know, dabbling with other DIYs, but it's mainly going to be soap. But also you're going to see probably my candles one day, and I'm also now dabbling a little bit with resin, just because I wanted to make soap dish. So I feel like I'm starting to love the whole process of natural DIYing and making soaps and candles and other good stuff. So here's more videos on the cutting, and at the end you'll see the end product. So again, thank you so much for always watching my videos and supporting my channel. Have a wonderful time, and till next one.